As a joke at the pool, I talked about a kid who looked like me. At 7 a.m., she came over to my house to tell me she had loved me for 15 years without telling anyone. My son is 5 years old and lives with my wife and me. We have a lot of friends who are married and have kids as we get older. Because of this, many of our get-togethers with friends now include the whole family. A lot of people or a lot of kids can mean this. Emma, fake name, was one of these people I lived with in college. She's married and has kids of her own. We get together with her and her husband sometimes as a group, but not very often by ourselves. Emma is also often late. It's all important to the story. Because our son is an only child, we worry that he won't learn how to share or get along with other kids. I would sometimes push him to play with other kids when we were at the beach, pool, or public playground to keep this from happening, even though I love spending time with him. When I get him a water gun, RC car, or something similar, I would only buy 2 or 3 most of the time. When another kid came over to play, I would just ask, "Do you want to play with us, or do you want to play with us?" Give him the gun, the remote, or something else to get the kids to play. Most of the time, this works great, and I get along well with the parents in our neighborhood. Also, this is important. My wife and I were going to take our kid to the pool a few months or a year ago. I put away my big bag of pool toys. Since her husband isn't there, she needs to get the kids together for a fun activity. Emma is welcome to join my wife and me at the neighborhood pool, we tell her. But we'll get there early so she can come whenever she wants. We get to the pool early and find a great place by the shallow end. After that, I get some water guns and play with my kids' world domination. The only thing that can stop me from taking over the world is water guns. It is a whole thing. Little one loves it, and soon there will be another little one there. It's a kid from my son's school. He's with his mom. He's more than welcome to join us. We know the family. My wife and the mom get along great, and our kids play together plenty. The dad of our kids wants to go swimming with my wife. I agree to watch the kids for her. As the kids fire water guns at each other, I say sure even though I'm just hanging out by the Because that's sometimes what it's like to be a parent. You have to say, "Oh no, my plans to rule the world are ruined after that." She comes back with her kids. She's thrilled to see me. I also give her kids toys. Things are going well. Then my son's friend comes up and asks for another toy. I give it to him and say, "Sure thing, lovely." That she says, "Oh my God, you seem to be a lot like him." I laugh and say, "Okay, cool, but that's not my kid." The kid does look a bit like me, which makes the whole thing funny. When my wife and the kid's mom come back, this is the story I tell them. Also, they enjoy it. We all laugh in a good way, but it doesn't bother us. Let us go back a few months. I haven't seen Emma in a while. We're having a great time at a get-together with our friends. When are we almost done with the day? Emma and I are at the front door. Emma's husband calls out, "Hey, please have my wife and child come over." I'm making my second trip from the car with kids' toys, clothes, dirty dishes, Tupperware with leftovers I want, etc. Make sure it's my kid, and not just any kid that looks like me. It makes me laugh to think about it. He seems lost and a little mad. He doesn't understand what I mean. Why would he call a kid? I don't know either, so I tell him about the pool. He's not amused. She doesn't laugh either. Now the whole thing, it seems a little off. There's a weird way I say goodbye, then I get my wife and child and leave. In the evening I texted Emma to make sure everything was okay. I don't hear back. I text her again after a few days. Nothing. She doesn't have to talk to me if she doesn't want to. I feel bad about what I did. I don't mess with things. In the worst case, I thought she was mad at me for making a joke she thought was rude. I had no idea this joke would make people laugh so hard. She was with me when I saw a friend a few days ago. Kids aren't allowed because it's an event. A party. I almost didn't go, but I changed my mind. My wife had our child at home. She gets angry when she sees me. She didn't believe she would. She only came because she thought I wasn't going to be here. She also uses the chance to tear me a new one. I'm called out in front of everyone. My joke, which I told with air quotes at first, made her husband very mad. Like I said, she said that someone else's child looked like the son of someone who wasn't his father. I later learned this from friends we both had. While Emma's husband was away, that guy was hitting on her, which caused problems in his family. With his kid, and many people were hurt. She said that kids look like people again, and Emma's husband was mad at her. He thought she would know better. Things between them got worse because the husband apparently thought she told me that other family story and that I was making fun of him for having family problems. It wasn't true that he thought the story I told her was just a way to hide the fact that I had done something wrong. I didn't know that event happened. He didn't believe Emma when she told him, though. They are now split up. She calls me in a hole and thinks I broke up her marriage. I'm sorry, but I don't like to fight. If she didn't want me to tell the story, she should have told me. I tell her. She says I'm not telling the truth. It's now a scene. I say sorry a million times more and leave quickly after wishing the couple luck. I learned after the party that anyone could talk about this. The couple who got engaged is now mad at me too. Now that everyone knows about her drama, she's even more mad. I don't have any friends or followers. Some of my friends think the joke was funny and that I didn't know any better. Some of my friends say it was rude to say bad things about her, but I'm the rude one. Her best friend and I went to college together, and she thinks I knew what she did with her husband. I'm just putting on a show to get away with it now. Being mean. Some of my friends have stopped calling me after a few days. Some people believe that she is wrong to blame me and that our marriage was doomed from the start. I feel bad about telling the joke though. I wouldn't have if I knew it would hurt me so much. Because I like Emma, I didn't mean to hurt her. I also liked her husband. Could it have been wrong of him to end the marriage because of a joke? But I don't know much about his family or past, and I also don't know much about his relationship with Emma, so I can't say for sure if he's wrong or getting too angry. It all smells pretty bad. But my wife helped me out. The joke made her laugh out loud. And believes that the fact that I'm stopping their marriage is the reason. That it's even funny. Because WTF? She also likes crazy Reddit stories, which is why she asked me to post this. Thanks for the info. Alright, Ida? If AP has already answered, leave a note. It sounds like her family has lied to her and she's being blamed for someone else's cheating. To be honest, I feel bad for her. I see. I didn't think of that. She must be having a really hard time with that. I'll try to fix things by calling her again in a few days, since she's a friend and seems to be having a rough time. I don't like that she called me out at the party, but I've known her for over 15 years, so I don't know. Talk about that one too. Facts. Since everyone in your group is meant to be friends, I'd like to know if you tried to explain to the husband. When you did talk to him, what did he say? I didn't, sorry. We were never that close, and I don't think he will be now. He wasn't always nice to me, but I liked him a lot. Reader 3NTA, you let Emma's husband leave when he needed to. It wasn't your fault, so you shouldn't have said sorry. Your joke was funny. But to be honest, it sounds like the people in your group love drama, so you might want to stay away from the people who supported Emma. Person 4, there is no NTA at all. I also love how she freaks out about you and tells everyone about it. Says bad things in public, and then blames you for everyone hearing about it. One more time, October 19th, 2024. Now I'm telling you what's going on because I haven't in a few hours. A lot. It turns out that when I wrote my post, I left out some important facts. I thought my life was normal, and that I was a normal person. It looks like my name is Chaz, and I'm a small part in the worst Gossip Girl show ever made. I sent Emma one last message after writing the first one yesterday, reading the responses, and giving it to her. Give it some thought. Some of you told me not to, and that those monkeys weren't really mine. Some people helped me see that Emma was probably having a bad time with her husband and his family, and was being lied to. Important, I already said that we're not as close as we used to be. She helped me find a place to stay and let me use her car for my first date with the woman who would become my wife. She was one of the people who helped me the most during some really hard times in my life. Even after everything, I still cared about her and wanted to make things right. This is no longer true. I believed we were fine, friends. But when she got married, we stopped seeing each other on our own. Then, this strange event took place. It didn't look like this to her. What makes me sure? Hold on tight, this is going to get crazy. I sent her a long text message last night before bed after giving it some thought. I tell her I'm sorry for what I did to end her marriage. I also know she's going through a tough time. She is free to call me if she wants to talk, but I understand if she doesn't want to. She can reach out to me at any time. In that case, the ball is in her hands. When I show this to my wife, she almost gets excited. Like many of you, she tells me that this crap will definitely go bad, and that I should have given up. Around 7 a.m., Emma shows up at my house without telling me. What the heck am I talking about? She wants to talk to me a lot. I call my wife to the door to tell her what's going on. She sends me off with this woman because she knows things will go badly, and she seems ready for it. Now it's my fault. I thought we were friends, but we grew apart. At least from her point of view, she has been. For 15 years, people have been playing a strange game called 4D chess. Or two kinds of 4D chess. To get together with me, she tried to be nice and show that she liked me in college. By being there for me when my dad died. When I was having a hard time with being single, she always gave me everything because she knew I would get better. That did change a little after they got married, but not much. Not good. Her husband kept me away from her because he must have known how she felt. We never stopped seeing each other, and he made it clear that she shouldn't meet up with me for anything other than big events. That day at the pool? She did that to get back at him for cheating on her while she was away. He didn't like it when she was naked with me. He was mad about more than just the joke. Getting angry at me because I was seeing his wife and telling everyone about it made him mad. Doesn't make sense? I get it. Things are getting worse? What was that at the wedding? She didn't plan that, at least. Friends who were getting married told me I couldn't make it. She asked and made sure of it. She didn't think I would be there because they told her I wouldn't be. But when I did, she chose to use it against me. Her goal in making a big deal out of our breakup was to tell her husband and friends that I caught her off guard. Sex with someone? It looks like we're no longer together. What's that thing about getting married? You ask. I did too. Some people thought that she and I were having an affair, that it ended, and that I was now following her around. When he found out, he broke up with her. People who were more likely to believe her just didn't want to talk to me anymore, because they thought that was what happened. Then why did her husband really leave? Some of you did call. He lied to her a lot, and wasn't a good person in general. She lied to me to make it look like she cheated on him without telling me. Because of this, they had a big fight after the joke at the party, which might have been rough. After that, he left the house. I believe the person who hurt his family slept with the wife of a cousin or something similar. She tells me that my message really moved her, and that we can still be friends after all this crazy talk. Why did she have to be there so quickly at 7 a.m.? She realized through my message that I am the only one who truly cares about her, and that everyone else is just acting like they do. I'm not the smartest person in the shed, but this sounds like a really sneaky plan. That makes me think of all the times we've talked before. I thought they were all the same. I don't like getting into fights. I was ready to say I made a mistake. Okay, maybe some of you were right. Sorry for the rude joke. I made it because I thought he would get the return if he knew the story. If not, tell him a funny wife story. I agree with everything you said. But this? Not at all. I was done. I tell her I'm done with her nonsense. I'm done with her. She can keep any friends she wants or go back to her husband. I can handle a lot. But she hadn't really talked to me in over 15 years. There was only one way for us to talk about my life and how I felt, even though I told her everything. I believe I did not know her well enough. That might have also had something to do with me. It's possible that I wasn't paying attention to her or her signs because I was thinking about myself. I'm not sure. What? Do you know? Right now, it doesn't bother me. She lied to me a lot. A lot of people knew she was lying. I no longer care. I don't think this friendship needs any more work. The worst part? There are parts of what I just told you that I'm not sure are true. She might have been telling me the truth. The game of 4D chess is still going on, so she may have lied about everything. Who knows? I don't at all. I also don't trust her, even if I could deal with everything. That's the biggest reason we're not friends anymore. That's it. I most likely won't post anything else because this was meant to be a funny post but turned into a mess, and I'm just sick and tired. I'm sorry if this wasn't clear. It read better or made more sense than my last post. What just happened has made me really tired. My wife has been very helpful, but I'm sure there will be a time when I'll tell her. I told you, so there was no affair or stalking, and she and most of my friends know that. I might also try to get in touch with some other people. Maybe they heard even worse things about me. But I'm done with this now. This is what I'm going to do to forget about it, spend the rest of the weekend with my family. Thanks for reading and helping me. Change 2, October 22nd, 2024. Some of you thought things were going to get really crazy. A few things that were brought up in the comments need to be cleared up before I give the update. First, when I said we were roommates, I didn't mean we shared a room. We shared a room with another friend after college. Each one had their own room. Second, just so you know, and I'll say more about this later, she only told her ex-husband that she had been seeing me for a long time. After the fight at the engagement party, no one else found out about it. Third, my house already has fences and cameras to keep it safe. She never got along with my dogs, so I don't think she will try anything. What if they knew first? Here's the real news. I am sorry, but I do not have a recording of our conversation. Later, she sent me a text message saying she is making it up. I didn't stop her because my wife told me it might be best to let her lie more and write it down. I let her do it for a while, and when she admitted she was lying, I stopped responding. Getting more and more angry calls today, but not yesterday. That should be the end of it. When she said nasty things about my wife, I almost answered, but my wife laughed it off and told me that's just how angry losers are, and I shouldn't go into it any further. But I didn't. There are also pictures of her talking to her husband about the affair she says she is having with me. How do I get those, you might ask? When I thought about how many lies she told me, I realized that most of what I know about her husband, let's call him Dave, comes from other people. She gave it to me, and now I'm not sure if she's telling the truth. Even though it was risky, I texted him to meet up anyway. We had a long talk, and, from what he said, he never cheated on her, even though she often said that he did. He might be lying again. Did. The mistake she made with his family that wasn't her fault? She told me rumors that the child was hers because she thought his cousin's wife was getting too close to him, Dave. A lot of people didn't like this, as you might expect. It was one of many things that made Dave want to leave. The touch with me was the last straw in that case. The mistake she made with me might not have been so easy after all, now that I think about it. If my wife or the kid's mom weren't being so nice, I think she would have tried to start a fight. Anyway, Dave wants full control, which could turn out badly. I don't know much about divorce law, but I think things will be hard for him. He's been with our group of friends for a long time and likes a lot of them. He doesn't want to leave, though. Okay, having. Most of the time, I agree with you. He was better than Emma. After a long talk, he seems like a pretty good guy. I've been wrong before. Because, well, you can probably guess what it's like for Emma to get split from her husband after reading my posts. I asked to help. I can see why he's worried. I helped as much as I could, and I'll probably keep doing that. I almost did what you said for my friends, but I didn't send a group text. But I did show some good pictures and briefly explain what happened to most of my friends. Some people. When we talked about this, a lot of tea got spilled. And some people realized that Emma has been the cause of a lot of trouble in our group over the years. After that, there was more tea. The wife is having a great time. Okay. Some of my friends were shocked, because they didn't believe Emma's story and knew it was all made up. A few people got it. I couldn't get anything, because Emma's best friend stopped me. It's fine that I don't think she'll change her mind. A lot of the people I talked to thought we should stop talking to Emma. Dave owns her house in our area, and she's already moved out, so we shouldn't see her too much during the day. I don't want her to look bad. No, I don't think she was being mean when she laughed. It looks like that woman is having a lot of trouble. It's important for her to find peace and connect with people who can help her get through this. She's a good therapist most of the time, but this isn't my show anymore, and she's not my monkey. I hope she never comes near me again. Things get tricky when it comes to my wife. Let me explain. My wife told me that she and Dave have been seeing each other all along. Thus, we are ending our marriage. Of course, that last part is just a joke. God, can you picture? That's not true at all. My wife has always been great. Things look like they're mostly fixed now, so she can still make fun of me about it like she did before. A lot. Everything else is going well, and things with my friends seem to have cooled down for the most part. I may need some time to get over this. Some of my interactions with people who were more likely to think bad things about me might need to be rethought, though. Also, yeah, that's the end of it. I'm sorry there wasn't the crazy fight you all thought there would be. I think this problem has been fixed. Thanks to everyone who read and gave their ideas.